Alright, hello everyone. So this is going to be just a very quick primer and guide on how to basically tackle this Refraction Railway 5. So this RR is actually so well done. They have introduced buffs for speedrunners and introduced buffs for those who just want to clear the content. So they're catering to both sides of the player base with this one railway, and it's very, very fun, but it does force you to use a team of 2. Just some very, very important information to note, right, is that you can borrow a unit for every single section. So for new players, if you cannot afford to get a full team of 12, you can still cope by borrowing at least one unit and then using the rest of what you got to try and clear this Refraction Railway. Right? Don't be worried, you will be able to clear this, right? The most important thing about this railway is that the buffs are insane, right? You can pick so many different kinds of buffs. Here I picked things that buffed all of my status applications. I picked things that buffed my bleed in particular, and my sinking in particular, and my ego damage. You can pick so many different things over here. You can even pick the trials that you want the enemies to get. At the start, there's nothing much, but at section 2, it starts to get crazy. You can pick enemy max HP increase, enemy damage increase, enemy get whatever, but you can just choose which ones you want to pick. And then the buffs are also really, really strong. For a very comfortable clear, I highly recommend at section 2, you pick HP manipulation. Once you remove that first stagger threshold, you can treat yourself as almost immortal. Your Gregor, for example, Priest Gregor, if you have him, he doesn't get staggered at all, and he has 300 HP. He can almost never die at that point in the game. Like, that's how strong it is. Another very important one to pick, right, is Bloody Banquet, because all allies lose 3 bleed count at turn end, means that any fight where you fight any blood fiends or fight enemies that apply bleed to you, is all gone. It's just straight up all gone. So this is really one of the most powerful ones that you can pick actually. This one is really strong for removing of stagger, but you can pick this one also, and now you are just immune to bleed and immune to stagger, and you have so much HP. It's very, very powerful to pick these two over here, and it's one of the ways to have a super, super comfortable clear, even if you only have base IDs to try and fill up your team slots. Next, there's other buffs that you can use to just buff your specific status, but buff your specific unit. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Just make sure to pick stuff that makes you more survivable if you're looking for a comfortable clear, and pick buffs that buff your specific status if you're looking for another more damage output to make the run even faster. Then for the last part, your section 3, you can pick a lot of crazy stuff. Life or Death is quite ridiculous. It loses 25% of your max HP, but because I did pick the increased HP over here, it is going to be offset, so it's not going to be so devastating to me. Enemy plus coin power, I picked this because it made the enemy more weak to piercing damage, which was very, very desirable for me. And I also picked additional clash power up and whatnot. In exchange, you can see the buffs here. All allies deal 30% more damage. Crazy. 30% more damage with Lust. Lust weakness make to 1.25. It's crazy. And then pierce skills get plus coin power plus 1. And the pierce resist is now weak. Oh my god. With these 3 buffs, I just destroyed the boss with piercing damage from my Don Quixote. This stuff here is absolutely crazy. Definitely pick the stuff that buffs whatever team that you have, and remember, you can always borrow Don Quixote. I think Don Quixote is the strongest borrow that you can get in the entire game. You take her with Yearning Makala, and the game is just basically won for you at this point in the game. Yeah, it's just Yearning Makala broken, right? So Don, definitely the queen. If you want to look at the team com, my final damage I believe was like Dawn just had some ridiculous amount of damage. She was super, super OP. Right? And then surprisingly, Heathcliff did a respectable amount of damage, and Rodion, no surprise, AoE, going to be very, very powerful. After that, everyone over here just does a respectable amount, and Gregor, as you can see, is just immortal. He lived 5 lives worth of HP. Like, that's how crazy strong the buffs are. So, yeah, that's going to be a quick primer basically on what you can do to make your life easier. And if you get stuck at any stage, feel free to go back and pick different buffs so that your life will become a lot easier, or try different team comps so that your life will be easier. Unga Bunga can totally clear everything, by the way, so even if you are not going for statuses, just use the best clashes that you have in the entire game and run it down section 1, run it down section 2, run it down section 3. I will be making a guide video for this one in the next video tomorrow because I'm quite tired for today already. Yeah. So that's going to be it for the primer. If I missed out anything, or if you have any other tips, feel free to shoot them down below in the comment section. I'm sure many people have different ways of clearing this thing over here, and I'm sure there will be a lot of people struggling who are looking for those tips as well. Alright, so that's going to be it guys for this video. Thanks guys for watching. I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.